Howdy, crypto pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate's FN Hangout. I am the captain, your captain, RG3, Hexican. How are you Hexicans doing? I am doing excellent on a Friday evening. Those of you hanging out with me tonight, I appreciate it. Except for Dorsey. Dorsey's working, so he's not going to be hanging with us for too long. Maybe he's got to make sure that the asylum is taken care of over there. Anyway, let me say hello to everybody. Hexin SB, hi all to you. Steven, what's up, dude? OBX, surreal, Reaper. Man, I got you guys and your, yeah. Kyler. Your mom. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's Kyler. Just call him and he starts talking about your mama. I am safe today. Thanks, Dorsey. Yellowtail, what's happening? COVID 2.0 in China. Oh, gosh. Oh. Hopefully not. Tier. What's up, Sandy B? The dude, right? Sandy B the dude? Yeah. Yellowtail, seeing you there. Or coming to theaters near you. I hope not. Hey, what's up, Hexander? Good to see you. Gina Meinhardt, howdy to you. Pulse Lord. Everybody walking the plank. Everybody is. Passengers probably won't appreciate the content. No. You don't want your passengers or coworkers or children or small furry animals watching the show, because it does get kind of goofy and weird. All right, everybody, if you don't know, this is your show. You get to come on and talk here and share your feelings, share your strengths, share your hope, share whatever it is that you want to share here. Talk about Hex, talk about PulseChain, talk about the stuff that's going on macroeconomically, talk about politics, whatever you want to. We just kind of open it up and have civil discourse. I've always been, one to want to have civil discourse. And look, I know I get heated sometimes or passionate about the things I'm talking about. Usually I'm not after anybody in particular, unless they really deserve it. But I think that there's really nothing in this ecosystem, the things that we do to each other talk about, that really makes for fighting words or anger content or whatever. Anyway, I think it's about discourse. Y'all got to talk things over and not make assumptions, and don't do text messages. Something about text messages, everything gets lost in the mix. So they're horrible. Text messages are horrible to communicate with people, because usually it gets misconstrued, gets misunderstood, and people end up butthurt from it. So don't text, talk it out. And if you can, talk in person. That makes it even better. Phones, they don't see each other, yell at each other and all that stuff. But yeah. Fast Step Duel. Yes, we are handing out free hot dogs. Please step to the back of the line. No cuts. Thank you. Let's see who else is in here. You should bring Steph on to explain his latest scam, and she'll be too. I have not seen Steph or heard from Steph in a long time. I think the last time I saw him, we were in London. Were we in London? Yeah, we were in London. He had just launched his, Sticker App was out for a while. Look, man, I don't get myself hurt by those things. I don't get in them and get myself hurt. I don't hit that button. So I don't know what happened to his deal. I don't know. I'm not doing chain analysis. I ain't checking on anybody. Like I said to all of you, buyer beware. The only asset I know that is something that you can count on is Hex, and maybe PulseChain is proven itself. It may be. It's getting close to being on my list, but and I have talked about a lot of other projects here, and I don't shill them. I don't tell you to go and buy these things. I never do. I let people come and talk. And we've always done that. We've always let the degenerates come on here. We've always let the dregs of society come on here. We've always let who some would consider the worst of us on here. That's me, man. That's what I do. I grew up in alleys. I grew up in the dark recesses of the world and rolled with those people. And some of them are the best people I've ever met. And when they get their shit together, they're real good people. Now, that doesn't mean that you cast your pearls before swine. But hey, I'm that guy that is okay with the pirates. That's okay with the dregs of society coming in here and talking. And yes, even Fast Abdul's been in here once, maybe twice. Cleaned the place up afterwards, and it was good. But yeah, we've let him in too. And we asked him just not to, make a mess on the floor or anything, and he can stay even. So yeah, but look, man, if you're so, if you get hurt by everybody that tells you something on the internet, you lose money because of people on the internet, on Twitter, you got to have your head examined. You should. You should. If you blame others for that, you should have your head examined. It's your own damn fault. Again, it's your own damn fault. This is the most volatile asset class on the planet. We are a subset of the most volatile asset class on the planet. We are the most volatile asset in a subset of an asset class that is the most volatile assets on the planet. And you guys want to go fucking around with your livelihood, with your money, with your hard-earned cash? Are you crazy? And then go public and cry about it afterwards? No. And I'm not talking to any of you here, and it's perfectly okay to have a discussion about, what's happened in the community as far as these rug pulls go and everything. And I want everybody to understand, and I don't know, I haven't even looked at this, whatever, I don't even know the name of the damn coin, to be honest. Hiney or Hinty, I don't know what it is. Unity, or I don't know. But sometimes it's not malicious. It's liquidity goes in, people get scared, they pull the liquidity, boom, boom, boom. Somebody gets in early, they dump, they pump, they watch it pump, they dump. You should know it's going to do that. Like every single asset that's ever came out in crypto has gone whoop, boom, and then if somebody pulls their liquidity out, they get scared, and nobody on the team is putting liquidity, or they haven't done anything to lock it in there or provide you some stability in the liquidity pools, then you need to freaking stay away from it. Why would you go into something that's got like two guys got the liquidity up there? 3 guys, handful of people just came out. This is getting old, folks. It's time for you all to wise up. It's time for us all to wise up. Now, I don't, again, like I said, I'm not calling any of you out in here for calling it out, but and I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't have any evidence of anything. I haven't done any looking at it. I wasn't there in the beginning. I wasn't there when it launched. I wasn't there when liquidity was in or out. I didn't see any of it. I don't look at it. I don't have freaking time to waste on that shit. So if you do, then you know what you're getting into. If you spent time looking at it and went and purchased that thing, then you must have done your research, and you must have known who Steph was and what he has done in this community and what he's capable of and what you think he might have put out there. So it's on you guys if you're getting hurt by these things. Now, I'm not saying that they get a free pass if they are doing, malicious stuff. They should have be held account. But usually there's another story. There's another backstory. There's a reason why liquidity was moved, or there was a reason why somebody was incompetent and screwed the code up, or made something happen that didn't jive with the code. There's all kinds of things other than malicious intent that could happen, and it's usually from people who are inept, or didn't build something right, or made a mistake, and if you get caught up in that, that's your own fault. So the last thing you should be doing until you have complete empirical evidence is out there calling people scammers and calling people rug pullers and all this other stuff, because you don't know. And until you really know, making false accusations or hey, this is what I think is going on, doesn't help anything. Doesn't help anything, So, it's the way it is. And yeah. What is Moondog saying? I got a mafia guy in the area. If you want me to have him give you a ring. Yeah, no, we don't need any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, we've all grown up from there, right? We don't need to put out calls anymore. But yeah. So anyway, that drama. We got the Matty Allen conference coming up next week. That's going to be cool. We're going to get to go on live stream and everybody, all the Hexicans get together and chat and have a couple of days at it. Matty always puts on a good event. I know that there are people that are on him about this and on him about that. And I know that he kind of stuck his foot in a bucket of shit the other day when he blasted on Richard. Look, I saw Richard's tweet and my first reaction was like, oh, fuck, man, here we go. But you know what? Richard's right. And the community's understanding of comprehension of what he tweeted is not necessarily always accurate. And a lot of people put it up for interpretation. There's some people out there going, see, I told you RG3 is a scammer for having a convention. And Matty Allen's a scammer for having a convention. Well, for whatever reason, Richard decided that, he would kind of like give Matty a pass and say, hey guys, his conference is free and it's good. Now, he didn't say about ours, but I'm here to tell you that it's not free, but it's good. Our event is not your typical crypto event. This is a Hexican event. This is going to be about PulseChain and Hex and our community and what it means to get together and make things happen. Uh-oh, I'm being hailed. Yeah, so, here's, our team has actually had conversations with Richard about this, and he's advised us, hey, good job, thanks, doing a good job out there, blah, blah, blah. We asked him about the fees and stuff, and we told him, hey, this costs money. This is costing me money to travel. It costs me money to rent places out, get the halls, get the food, get the drinks, get the DJs, get the party set up. It costs money to do all of those things. And I love each and every one of you, but I ain't paying for your shit, and I want you all to come and gather and hang out with us. But, it's on all of our dime. We're all going to pay for it. And out of the kindness of my heart, I have put up the money for it. It's not like the other conventions you guys had where somebody needed you to support them with $750,000. Came to me actually and asked for money to support it. And, we didn't do it like that. Paid up front, took care of everything. We started onboarding, PulseChain, solid PulseChain projects that we're going to be announcing every day on Twitter now, and we're going to be streaming with them and showing everybody what they're going to be bringing to the PulseChain 369 conference. And now we've got a bunch of projects that have done well on PulseChain that are going to show up and support and be part of. They're going to speak, sit on panels. We're going to have panels about liquidity, panels about politics. We're going to have politicians there. So we're bringing the value. You see, the first time we had this conference, it was really supposed to be just kind of a quasi meetup, going to Vegas, we'll hang out, blah, blah, blah. And it kind of turned into something that we weren't prepared for. And then the next one got usurped by some people who had money and dollar signs in their eyes. So I walked away from the last, couple and decided I didn't want any part of that. And if you were going to put on a big giant event and make it cost, close to $1 million and then try and get the community to come up with that money, I thought that was wrong. Because why would anybody want to pay that kind of money, $4,000 or $5,000, and take a week off work and all that stuff to come see us that you can see for free? You can see us for free. There's no value in that. And I told, the people that were doing the conference before that you can't charge that kind of money and not have like headliners. Like you need a Richard Hart, you need a Robert Kiyosaki. You need like people with value if they're going to be paying that kind of money. And they didn't have that. And I said, it's going to be a failure. It's going to fail. And I'm sorry. And they got mad at me. They got mad at me because I didn't support it. And then the whole thing blew up in their faces. And it wasn't me that did it, because I know how to put on events and my team knows how to put on events. Kaylin is the best in the business, in my opinion. She is really good at it. I've put on big events, and she's done a bang up hell of a job. And she always brings quality. She always brings value. And that's what we're going to do for the PulseChain tour, for the 369 event in Vegas. We are going to bring value, and it isn't that expensive. It's not some crazy high dollar ticket. If you want to get into the VIP, lounge and dinner and all that kind of stuff, then there's that for anybody who does have the money to spend on it. And it's always, again, a great value. It's all put out there, and nobody's getting rich off it. In fact, we've never made $1. We've never made a dime off of this. I've been accused of having an extravagant lifestyle because of the events. I'm sorry, but if you would have saw the events that we did in during the bear market, we traveled, the whole world. We traveled country last year. We traveled the world this year. It was not paying the bills, but it was okay. It was a labor of love for me. It was something I wanted to do. It was something I wanted to be out there, and I wanted to show Hexicans that, hey, we're still working. We're still here. We're still doing it no matter what. Even in the bear market, even with the FUD, they can't stop us. We got to keep going. And that was my reason for doing it. That was why I did it. I wanted to be, there for you guys, and to try and help the community feel like we're all still in this together, and you weren't alone, and that you weren't suffering in the bear market alone. So anyway, that's what it was for. And this event is not what Richard was talking about, in my opinion. I think, and he doesn't owe me an apology or anything like that. I'm not asking Richard. Richard can say whatever he wants. It doesn't bother me, doesn't affect me. The event that we put on brings Hexicans together. And what I've seen with Hexicans coming together is a lot of these projects that are out there now. There's new onboards, there's projects that have been put together by people that have met with each other, that have actually face-to-face at our event. And, I've been told this, hey, my team, we came together here in Vegas, or we came together here in London when you were out in London. And thank you for having that. Now we're building, now we're doing things on PulseChain. And that's what they're for. They're for us to come together, because again, I built Discourse Syndicate to bring us all together. I put the events on to bring us all together, to make us stronger. Do you think that we had an effect when we went to New York to the court case? Do you think that that judge saw that we filled up her room and the overflow room with people that were there in support of Richard Hart? Do you think that didn't have some kind of effect? That had effect, people. That had effect. Being there in person had an effect. And that was a positive effect. And on top of that, we as a community got to see the goings on of what was happening in there. So yes, these events are important. And yes, these events bring value. And I'll guarantee you that Richard Hart will probably agree with me on that. And he's also said that, hey, people won't come to an event if you don't charge. If you don't charge, people don't want to come to see free shit. They don't want free shit. They think it's cheap. People pay for shit. And they want free expensive stuff, that's for sure. But they won't come to something if you don't charge for it. And that's just part of it. You know, it gives it more value. And it also makes it to where the team that puts it on and does all the work doesn't have to pay for it. You know? And now, and if it doesn't have value to you, then hey, that's up to you. I'm not crying over that. You guys got to do your own thing. And yeah, definitely investing here in the bear market if you haven't already, which you should have over the last couple of years. You've had a lot of time, a lot of dips. Then yeah, putting more money into your crypto bags is important. But these events are important too, for building the community, for keeping us stronger, for putting us together, and building relationships. It's good stuff. Babies are going to be born, marriages are going to happen, all kinds of cool stuff's going to happen at these events. So you might meet your next ex-wife or your next baby mama. Who knows? So and we're all like-minded. You know, we all are looking for the same thing. So these events are important to me. I know they're important to a lot of others. And I don't think that there was any drama or FUD or anything. I don't think that Richard was talking straight to us, talking directly to us. But I know he's right. He's right. You know, those events out there. I go to a lot of the Bitcoin events in the area here, a lot of the crypto events. And there's not a whole lot of value in them, you know? Yeah, it's cool rubbing elbows, talking to people, kind of putting Hexicans in front of other crypto people is cool because now they've got a better understanding of who we really are, what we're really trying to do. And we get to answer questions. So, but these paid events, you know, like the Tone Bays come eat steak with me kind of thing and all that kind of weird stuff. No value. And the gurus, who are the gurus? You guys are the gurus. The Hexicans are the gurus. You guys coming onto the show and talking, you guys showing people about how to liquidity provide, showing people what liquidity is, showing people, you know, what good crypto is, what DeFi is. You guys are the gurus. You guys already know, and you guys already have it within your community. Now, again, these events are a way for you to get closer to that, a way for you to maybe even get that person, that influencer that you really admire or listen to. Maybe you get their phone number and you start, you know, a personal relationship with them, and you've got them on text message to ask them questions and whatnot, because you guys built a friendship. So that's what it's for, guys. That's what it's for. It's for networking. It's not for grifting. It's not for buying RG cigars. It's not for that. It's value add to the community. That's what it is. And I know they're important. And that's why I've put them together. That's my thing. It's what I do. You know, the other guys, they stream, they do their thing, whatever. You know, that's their thing. They're great at it. You know, I don't take that away from those guys doing their thing. Need them, want them, support them 100%. This is what I do. This is what I give to the community. And for anybody to shit on that or not appreciate that, that's on you. That's your prerogative. But I'm not doing this out of spite. I'm not doing this to a grift. I'm not doing this because I don't think that there's value. I'm doing this because I know there's value. And anybody says otherwise, be damned. I don't care who it is, Richard or whoever. There's value in what I've put together. He's never been to any of my events. He was at one of my events, and that was the movie event we did in London. He was a guest of honor at that thing. So that's why he came to that event. But he's never been to any of my other events. He's never showed up, come to them, supported them, anything. And that's okay. I never asked him to. But I'll guarantee you there's value. I'll guarantee you that there's people today that still thank me for getting them involved, who didn't know Richard, who now know Richard, who, got involved because of one of our events. So anyway, that's the last I'm going to say about that, unless somebody comes in and talks. So anyway, this is your stream. So anybody who wants to come in, I think the link, let's see, can we get the link, SJ, into the chat there? Let me see what the chat's been saying. Am I missing some stuff? Let's see here. Let's see. Moondog. All right. I have a call. Yeah. I'll catch replay. Back tomorrow, Captain. Yeah, man. I called you earlier today. Shoot me a call, man. Just shoot me a call. Let's see. Grateful for Sandy Beach. Oh, my lady. How you doing? Good to see you. Grateful for what you do. Thank you. Just throw a barbecue and have everyone do a potluck. You know what? I like those too. We've done a lot of those. We did one in Arizona where I cooked carne asada. What did I cook? I cooked carne asada. I think I made tacos. It was good tacos. I made good tacos. I'm a pretty damn good cook, to be honest. You should try my tamales. My tamales. Whoa. Oh. Am I not supposed to talk about? They'll curl your toes. They will curl your damn toes. That's for sure. I will curl your toes with my tamales. Let's see. Hit the like, PulseChain official. Hit the like button for RG3, our favorite Hexican. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. See Big Rock with the truth. Unfortunately, Hexicans have tasted the luxuries we aren't ready to let go of. I don't understand that, Sandy. That's Sandy the dude, right? Yeah, that's Sandy the dude. See you, Big Rook. Okay, I'll let you redo that. We appreciate the work you're putting in. The work in for us. Taking the lead and stepping up is not for everyone, and we are grateful for that. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's not for everybody. That's for sure. A lot of people are afraid, and that's okay. It's okay to be afraid. But when your fear makes you angry at other people, that's when I got to call you out. Your fear needs to put your fear under control, and, don't get mad at other people because you're afraid. That's the one thing in this world that really, really bothers me. Like, I don't get bothered by too much, but by fear. When people are afraid, like, what in the fuck are you afraid of? What are you fearful? What are you so fearful of? And usually it's the unknown. It's not because something's scary. It's not because something's going to hurt you. It's because you don't know. And rather than understand or learn what it is, you will fear it and hate it and try and gather others to go against it. And that's weak sauce right there. That is zero leadership, weak sauce. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You need to go back and grow up and get some big boy pants on. Because if you're living in fear and bashing other people because they don't live in fear, yeah. PU55Ys. That's what I call them. Anyway, let's see. Appreciate the constant leadership. Hey, T-Bird, what's up, dude? I'm going to go only if Kinetics is there. I'm trying, man, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. That man is so busy doing other stuff out in the real world. It is so hard to get him tied down to anything. Can you get me SJ's mom's phone number? As a matter of fact, I think I probably can. I think I probably can. Yeah, I think that she probably thinks that I'm a good boss, and she would probably give that to me. That's Abdul. I'll get that for you. Anyway, I think SJ's probably more your age, not her mom. I think SJ's mom is a little bit older for the fast Abdul. I think it's more like you should be looking for SJ's number, not for SJ's mom. So, SJ's. I'm auctioning her off to the highest bidder, guys. Let's see. The community is our asset.
That's it. Show's over. He's done. Sorry, everyone.
All right, young lady, you don't get to hijack it. You're gonna walk the plank for mutiny. That's mutiny right there. Let's see. What's this birdie on the grapevine saying? RH is getting jacked business. Hey, look, check this out. I don't know if it's true, but I just think that Richard is getting beefcake. I think he's working out. I think the reason we haven't seen him is he is trying to, come back as a completely different man. I mean, if he comes back jacked, I mean, come on, right? Come on. What would be better? Like his whole persona kind of changes. Like, I'm the new Richard. This is the new Richard. Ripped, right? Come on. I'm doing it. I'm getting myself in shape. That's for sure. Oh shoot. Yeah, SJ's out there she's on a little vacation with her mom, and she's getting hit on by the saxophone player at the resort that she's at. he tried to take her home with him, she said. Let's see. Hit the like button, friends. Yes, hit the like button or the dislike button. You can hit that one too. And it doesn't matter. The algorithms like all of it. Let's see. Alan. Here we all are. Yes, we are here. The chat has been fizzed. Has it? Let's see. I was born afraid. You're not afraid, Alan. I know you're not. I'm afraid when I'm naked. What is going on with all of this stuff in here in the chat room? You guys are acting silly. Did you guys invite Somi? You know what? Somi don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Doesn't mention me. I don't know what his trip is. I don't know if he doesn't like me. I've sent him a couple of messages. Probably the couple of messages I sent him were a little shitty because I did get after him a couple of times. But that guy doesn't interact with me, and that's fine. We follow each other on Twitter. I really like his content. I think that every once in a while he's inaccurate with things, but we all are. I'm more inaccurate than he is, and the dude's polished YouTuber. I mean, the guy fucking got a show. He's jacked, looks good. He's the thing. He's got it going on. That's for sure. I like Somi, I do, but he just doesn't talk to me. So I've tried. Let's see. I will go train Richard MMA style, training for months for free if he's keen. Yeah, down under, freaking get him in there, get him in the ring, give some jiu-jitsu, man. I think that would be great. Because I didn't like the way, I don't know if you guys saw the workout videos. I don't like the way he was working out. He's going to hurt himself like that. He needs to, he's of a certain age now. He's not, some young kid in the gym and high school football player or whatever. He needs to take care of the shoulders and the back and all that stuff. He doesn't need to be picking up big giant weights. He needs to get on some weight loss peptides and get himself jacked, which is probably what he's doing. Y'all need the Lord in your lives. Alan, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. My mom was here. My mom comes over here and tries to exercise my house every time she comes over, and she ends up burning her hands and stuff and having to leave. But she tries. Let's see. He mentioned you before, RG3. Oh, he did? Oh, that's cool. I wonder what it was. Somi's machine. He wouldn't have time to respond to DMs. He's done a stellar job. Don't give me that shit. Anybody can respond to anything. Come on now. And he is. He's good, educated, the bear and stuff. Numerology astrology says RH will have a tough year in 2025. Let's all support. Oh. Let's see. Oh, look, we've got somebody actually freshening up the place here. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, we're old guys now. Working out is different. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why I have a personal trainer, and he, for the last couple, 2-3 years, he has been, dealing with my back problems, dealing with my shoulder problem and my bicep problem, and showing me how to, work out through those things. And my back has gone out a couple of times, and because I have him, I work through it, and we've been able to make gains and leaps and bounds and stuff, even with injuries and being old. Let's see. Alan says, you're right. Captain Richard should take care of his back. He's been carrying this community for too long. Hey, I've been helping, man. I've been helping. I'll give Richard some credit for that. But when it comes to carrying the community, man, you don't even know the phone calls I have to deal with. Anyway, what's your mindset for 2025? Well, I'm going to bring our guest up here that's showing. And hey, guys, everybody else, this is your stream. Come on in and come hang with us. But I'll talk to this guy about it. And ladies and gentlemen, brightening up the place a little bit, Fast Abdul.
Hey, RG3, how's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm staying out of jail and off the hard drugs.
Oh, good.
It's been a good on nearly 50 years. I've been able to maintain that.
Nearly 50 years, huh?
Pretty soon.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I am your peer, sir.
I just picked up 30.
Oh.
30 years. 30 years in November. So I'm a fresh 30. And
Good for you.
I've never had it so good. That's for damn sure. And yes, staying out of jail is definitely much funner than spending nights in jail.
I don't really know that for sure.
No,
I've never spent a night in jail.
Oof.
And how on movies and stuff, there's cop shows, there's army shows, and there's prison shows. And I've never had any of those experiences. I've never been a cop, I've never been in the army, and I've never been in prison. So it's kind of how can you really say? Maybe I should spend a month or two in prison, a month or two as a cop, a month or two in the army.
Let me stop you right there. You don't need to, bro. You don't need to. It's
okay.
You're not missing anything. I've been incarcerated, institutionalized, and I was in the Marine Corps. So I've spent time in institutions, let's just say, and not missing anything. You're not. It's like leathering up the bottom of your feet, right? It's like, okay, it's good for rocking on the asphalt barefoot, but do you really want to run around on the asphalt barefoot and have cracked up big giant calluses on your feet?
Yeah, maybe not every day. These experiences are best when you're young as well. I suspect now is not the time to learn these new things.
No. It's definitely harsher on a man of a certain age than it is on the younger guys.
Yeah. Breaking rocks all day is probably not a good mood for me now.
No. I literally had a buddy that went to Leavenworth, and that's what they did there. They literally broke rocks. It's like, bro,
like a cartoon.
Really? He's like, dude, we got to go out to the hammer pile and freaking rock and rock break. I'm like, you're shitting me. He's like, no, man, this is horrible.
Let's skip that one.
stupid mistakes as young men. Let's see here. Somebody asked something. I wanted to, let's see, what's your New Year mindset for 2025? So I'd like to have both of us answer that. Would you like to jump in and say what your mindset for 2025 is?
I'm pretty bullish on 2025 in general. And like in terms of crypto, I think we're set up for like the ultimate cycle. We have like a crypto friendly president coming in, and of course when it happens in the States, it reflects in the rest of the world. So that's huge. As far as like Hexaco goes, like obviously we have some hurdles to overcome, but like I think possibly in the next week, 2 months, we're going to hear that at least part of that case is dismissed. That's just my opinion. And that would be huge because like, beating the SEC in my eyes is much more important than beating Finland. So yeah, like to hear that one. Less worried about the other one if we can get rid of that one. So if any of those things come together, that would, that's going to make for a pretty good year for the PulseChain, for Hex, for all the core tokens and all the tokens that are connected to them, which is basically everything else. So I'm feeling very optimistic and hopeful. How about you?
So as far as crypto goes, I think the same. I think that we are set up for a very odd super cycle. I don't know. I think that we're going to see some stuff, meaning when this new administration comes in, I think that we've got so many crypto-friendly staff members coming into this administration that it looks really good, and I'm really bullish on that. However, I just don't know exactly which direction any of them are going to really take. Like, for instance, yes, they're crypto friendly, but what type of crypto friendly are they? Who is greasing their hands? Because we know what goes on behind the scenes within the political world. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. It's about favors. And I've already experienced it myself, by contributing to politicians and their campaigns. You get access. I've already seen the access and how that comes about, and I'm not saying that, you give money to their campaign, they do a favor for you, but I'm sure that there's that kind of stuff that's going on. But just the access that I've gotten from helping campaign, donating to campaigns, and, being part of the political structure, I see how, this can be a dangerous thing in this space, because we know where the big money is. The big money is in the hands of people that we really don't want running crypto. We want the people, we want DeFi. And so I'm bullish, but I'm cautiously optimistic to see who gets into the positions of power and what positions they take, and whether or not we're at the table or on the table. Those are my concerns.
I could see
yeah.
Go ahead. No, finish up.
Oh, and no, go ahead, because I'll get into something completely different after this. So go ahead.
Like with the new administration and which cryptos are going to be favored and so on and so forth. Like not obviously, but likely it seems like, there's going to be somewhat of a push towards centralization, because that's what governments do.
Yes.
But with that being said, like, it doesn't mean that if you're not part of that you're a loser. If there's a push towards crypto in general, if SJ's mom can go to the bank and buy crypto from the teller, right? It like everybody's going to win who's here already. And I think there'll probably be like and it could even be an official thing. Like there could be a grandfather clause where like, okay, no more decentralized crypto. Somebody's going to say something like that. But if you're already here, then that's fine. And that, and it wouldn't sound exactly like that, but there certainly could be more hurdles for new people to jump over in the future, but they have to start a line somewhere. So yeah. I do think ultimately crypto will push towards more centralization. Like they're going to want KYC, they want their tax money, all that stuff. But if there's clear and understandable legislation that's fair, that, it's not like I'm pro decentralization, and I'm pro like holding your own keys, and hopefully that will never change. But I think there will be a place for people who are into decentralization that can work within that system, and that we'll all be so freaking rich by that time. If crypto becomes like international currency, right? Like the new stock market is crypto, or the stock market is on crypto, that we won't be worried so much about it.
Yeah, I think that somewhere in the middle lies the truth of what we're both saying here, and we have yet to see the ebbs and flows of how that's going to come to fruition. So that's what I'll be watching to see which direction it goes and how it gets there. But I am bullish. I do have a positive outlook in 2025 for what's about to happen. New administration coming in, crypto friendly. I think we're going to see some nice gains. I think that Bitcoin going up and raising the tide of and raising all the ships that don't have leaky boats. We will prosper because of it. Because the more value and money that comes in, the bigger everybody else's bags get. And I'll answer somebody's question here in relation to that about DCAing out. For those of you who are going to be doing that. But to change the subject, but not to change the subject on 2025, on a personal note and on a Hexican note in the community here, I'm feeling really positive about the cases. I like you, I'm not worried about the international case. I think it's probably BS, to be completely honest. It just seems like it to me.
A bunch of terrorists and then Richard Hart. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. And
it's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, and kind of knowing a little bit about some things that's not being mentioned that I can't disclose is just it doesn't make sense at all. But one of the other things that I want to mention is that, and I can't disclose the details out of respect for the process, but I did have a very favorable outcome with my conversations with the SEC based on the subpoenas that they just sent out recently. The response and the what happened the first time I got the first 4 subpoenas, it was a little more harsher of an ordeal. This time it's been simplified, and there was a great outcome in my opinion. And I just think that and knowing the position that I'm in and where everybody else more than likely stands, I'm really not worried about what's going on here with the SEC. I think that they're wrapping this thing up. I think that they've found that there's really no there, and that this is all going to end up blowing over. And again, I don't want to, disrespect the process because I'm so close to it. But I had a favorable conversation with them today about what's going on. So
you had a favorable conversation with who?
The SEC.
Okay. Can you tell us more about that? That's pretty intriguing.
I'd rather not, like I said, out of respect for the process, because it was such a favorable, meeting, in our favor, in the Hexicans' favor, in my favor. And the SEC was very, they were understanding about what was going on, and this was one of the lawyers that was actually at the New York trial, whatever it was. It was a not trial, but anyway, the meeting,
deposition.
The deposition. Well, it wasn't even a deposition. It was the motion to dismiss hearing.
Right.
So the motion to dismiss hearing, he was the lead lawyer there. He's the one who I talked to, and it was like I said, it was a good call. It was a favorable call in direction. And
just playing devil's advocate, but can you trust that person?
It's not about trust, and it's not about him giving me any information that I needed to trust or I needed to accept. It was just his understanding of the situations, and what I got from them, and what was necessary, what wasn't necessary, those kinds of things. And it was just, it felt very like there were just formalities being taken care of, that kind of like cleaning up, sweeping up the floors after the mess was already put out there. That's how it felt. It felt like, yeah, I'm just kind of cleaning up the place and got to tie this loose end up here with you, kind of deal. That's kind of how it felt, and it was not invasive at all. And yeah, I felt very comfortable with this conversation versus the last conversations that I had with them. And
and this I am truly very curious, sir. That's I'm sure no one in the chat has any questions about this stuff. But,
like I said, I'd really rather not get too deep into it.
I won't push anymore. I won't push.
Yeah. Stephen Gill for somebody. Okay. Somebody asked, "Hey RG, can you review DCAing out? You had a really good perspective on that." So my perspective on DCAing out is, look, we have these cycles that we see like clockwork. When the halvening comes, we usually see a bull market of some type. And when you see that, if you're smart and you want to position yourself, then at some point during this bull market, you want to start thinking about taking some profits off the table. And I don't mean necessarily cashing out and sending them to the bank and buying a Lambo, or taking the family out to Disney World or whatever, but putting some stable coins aside. And if you are somebody who's DCAing out to retire or buy a home or a car or whatever it is, then make sure that that's something that you plan for, that you set up, that you take a certain percentage of your crypto. Never spend sell all your crypto. I would never sell all my crypto, that's for sure. But I am definitely going to always, during a bull market, DCA out. Why? Because in a bear market, I'm buying when things are going down, when things are hitting rock bottom. I'm finding some deals and buying. You pick up a lot of Hex under a penny here just recently, right? And now when Hex goes over 3, 5, 12 cents, what should you do? Probably take a little profits off of the table. Now, that's not saying that it won't go to $2 and then the next low is $5. So you kind of costed yourself out or whatever. But I always think that if you're in that position, if you're not in a hodl for the next 5 years type of person, and you're looking to DCA some out or looking to gather some stables for the next bear market, then yeah, you should find a date and a time. Like if you think I'm thinking maybe March through, December is a good time to start DCAing a certain percentage of your crypto assets out that you deem necessary to come out, 10, 15%, whatever it is. And start moving that out and playing the averages no matter what, like clockwork. Every month I'm going to take this much out, this much out, this much out. And
or at financial breakpoints, right? Like 5 to 10% on every double, for example, right?
There you go. And
you bought it $1, it goes to $2, you take out 5%. It goes to $4, you take out 5%, right? Then you're always going to have a moon bag, but you'll because nobody really knows the top for any given thing, right? Like everybody, I've heard I'm planning on selling the top. This is my plan this year, like so many times.
It's like, okay, good luck on that one.
Yeah. You're going to sell on the way up or you're going to sell on the way down. It's just what it is.
That's exactly what it is. So finding your your niche, what percentage you want to take off and how you want to take that percentage off. If it's a percentage gain or if it's a doubling or a quadrupling or whatever it is, if it's at 50 cents, I'm going to sell this much, or if it's at $1, I'm selling this, whatever it is for you, that's what you need to figure out. And of course, always make sure that, you are not over leveraging yourself or getting rid of your whole bag. I mean, that would be horrible for you to miss out on the next bull run or all-time highs of,
Or to
$1, $2,
pay
$3.
30% slippage to make a giant red candle. Like that's never a good buy.
That's never a good buy. Always look at the liquidity, always look at what the best, method to DCA a little bit out at a time. It's always better to do that. You don't, so I hope that answered your question, Robert. Let's see.
One angle that it's a little more advanced, RG3, but I think some people on the PulseChain and in Hexco that understand how liquidity works can look at participating in farms that have a stable coin component, right? So like on PulseX, there's like the Pulse to USDC farm that's paying like 45% right now. So I'm not saying, this is not advice that anybody should do this, but it's one of the options. If you go into something like that, when the price of Pulse doubles, well, you don't get the double. You only get half of that. The other half goes into, ends up going into the USDC. So you end up with more USDC and less Pulse. It's kind of like DCAing out via the liquidity. If you think the price is going to go up and you're looking to get out at some point, you could get out slowly via being in a liquidity position that had a stable coin component. Because of course that stable coin is going to stay at $1. You'll end up with less Pulse. You'll end up with a lot more stable coins and you'll make yield while you're doing it. That could be a good play.
Yeah. And then, again, that's a little more advanced,
button, right?
Yeah. It's a little more advanced, but obviously we've got lots of ways that you can, cost yourself out. Here's another, Paul Sack is asking, does the Trump sentencing in 7 days increase Bitcoin and crypto prices or squash the new administration's momentum? I don't think I think that's a nothing burger. I don't think that they're going to sentence him to anything. I think it's going to be delayed sentencing is what it's going to end up being. And then I think by then it'll be, his presidency will be over and
can't he pardon himself if he gets sentenced? Because he'll be the president.
I'm sure there's all kinds of things that can go on. And, so I don't think the sentencing has anything to do with anything. I think that's going to be a nothing burger, that there won't be, if anything, the courts I think the courts have already proven that they don't want to incarcerate a president or even indict a president, or, I don't think they're going to want to sentence a president or a interim president or whatever. I just don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to just say sentencing delayed, see you in 4 years or whatever. And, by then, who knows what can happen. So I don't think it's going to matter. But if they do delay the sentencing, then maybe we might see, a crypto pump. There might be a pump because of the good news. But I think that no matter what, we're going to see good news on that. So they're talking about Richard, if he's innocent in tax BS and especially the assault thing, got to turn yourself in. It's Interpol and Europe. He can't run forever. Think he's running. I think that he's just sitting somewhere and they haven't found him.
He could be in a non-extradition country, as far as we know.
I think they're looking in the wrong country, to be completely honest. I just think that
almost
Richard is not in that country.
Just because he's not talking to them doesn't mean his lawyers aren't talking to them too, right? I'm sure
they
might have 10 guys sitting there with briefcases right now, for as far as we know.
Yeah. Hey, we got another guest. Hey, Donnie cool. D. You gonna not show your face the whole time, or are you gonna turn on a camera? And you turn the camera on for just a second. I won't pull you up. I won't pull your face. I won't dox you. Just let me see that you're not standing there naked or got something stupid going on. Donnie, no. I'll bring you up in a second, Donnie. Let's see. He has no cam. Okay, I didn't see the private chat. I'll bring him up. Hey, Donnie, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, RG?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Abdul, how you doing, sir?
Oh, Donnie, this is the Donnie I know. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, likewise. It's been a minute.
Indeed. Yeah.
So what's happening?
Not much, I just saw the open invite come up and chat, see what's going on,
What do you got for us? You got anything you want to bring up?
No, I'm here to talk about what you guys are going on for. You said you were. I think you were talking about Richard, right? And where he is or where he's not.
Yeah. Well, we were like, I don't know where he is, and I don't know if they know where he is either. That's why they haven't. I don't think he's running. I just think they're looking under the wrong rocks.
Well, they're going about it the complete wrong way, if you ask me as well. Frankly, the whole making of the Interpol list is just ridiculous.
It's a play. It's a play.
Yeah, certainly is.
The Pulse Playa is really, really butthurt about Richard for some reason, but we see a founder that's scared as fuck and won't turn himself in, prove me wrong. I don't think that's the deal, dude. I don't think
we have to prove anything.
Yeah, I don't think Richard has to prove anything. And why would American citizen out in some country turn himself into Interpol if he? That's we've seen where that goes. I would steer clear and just wait for it all to show itself. Or prove itself. I'm just going through the chats real quick.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry for the silence, guys. Go ahead, though.
I was just gonna say, Hex Monkey put up an interesting comment here saying RH doesn't have to prove shit. He's fighting for all of crypto, and you know what? I fully agree with that statement right there. Right?
Yeah.
One of the things that that I've said to the communities that I'm a part of for many, many times is that whether you like Richard or whether you like Hex or not, whether you agree with his products or his visions or whatever, what you have to understand is that the legal cases that he's going through and the battles that he's currently fighting is for more than just that, is for all of crypto, right? Because if the case goes the right way, when Richard wins this, right, this sets precedent for so many other platforms, protocols, ideas, implementations out there, right? It's a step in the right direction. Because right now they are essentially going after him for software that enables free speech and to spread free word. At the end of the day, we all need to be supporting Richard in his fight against the SEC here and anyone else that's going after him.
Yeah, I think that that one of the things that they've done really well, and I say they because it's Richard's lawyers obviously are involved, and Richard himself. He went on the political attack when they started coming at him about freedom of speech, freedom of movement, and all these things. And I think that the way that they framed this for the case is to prove blockchain as being free speech, being freedom to what do you call it, to write or to publish, and these things are inalienable rights to us outside of the internet. But because we have this technology, because we have encryption involved in it, somehow, some way, they want to hamper those rights because
they want to control it, right? Like that's
they want to control it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't mind. I'm going to be, I'm going to play devil's advocate on this one too, because I am not the blow up the government guy or the break it all and let's have no government anarchy kind of thing. I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that. But what I see is that oh shit, I lost my train of thought now. Go ahead. It'll hit me.
I think what what will probably happen, and this is strictly speculation, is like that governments will set up choke points of when you're getting in and getting out, having to KYC, but like we may be able to maintain the purity of decentralization once you're in, right? And that, so for privacy and for just your rights to your own personal papers and effects. I don't see there's a reason that you'd have to show the entire world your crypto wallet, just like you don't have to show the world your bank account. But like if you're exiting, right, they're going to control the exit and they're going to control the entrance, and that's where they're going to ask questions.
See,
and controlling, money laundering, controlling terrorist activities. I agree that the government should be providing, your protections for those things. I mean, that's kind of what they're there for, is to make sure that we don't have bad actors in the world taking, billions of dollars. Now, cash is done more damage than any crypto. That's for sure.
Like the U.S. dollar
we
is
have
like the biggest black
KYC.
market currency by far, right?
And we
way
have
bigger than Bitcoin.
right.
Yeah, way bigger than Bitcoin. So that's kind of a falling on deaf ears kind of thing. But it's been a very successful narrative for them. They've put that out there and struck fear into the normal folks or the non-crypto folks to think that, hey, it's just for buying drugs, money laundering, and terrorist activities. So, I get that, and I know that they're over fear mongering it. But I do think that those protections being put in place are fine, but we need privacy. I see that, I don't know if you guys saw, but Vitalik just gave $750,000 to the defense fund of the guys that were busted for tornado cash.
I was going to bring that up as well. Like, what do you guys think about the whole tornado cash thing? Because, like, and you made a brilliant argument there just before, Captain, as well, is that we do need privacy. You don't have to show everyone your bank account. You shouldn't have to do that at all. And I largely agree as well with your statement as well, that it doesn't make sense to blow up the whole government. They do serve a good utility. But think about this as well, is that blockchain technology is not just used for money. It's not just used to make money or to conduct financial operations. It is also, like Richard poses, in every sense of the word, it's used to publish speech. I mean, who says that a smart contract, for example, has to have any kind of token or NFT or otherwise attached to it, right? You could write a smart contract that allows two or more parties to sign, as in confirm a transaction that literally agrees to a set of terms that you also write in the code of that contract, right? How I put it to people is that when you take up a private key and you have your digital signature that you put to confirming transactions, that is exactly the same as a piece of paper when you're signing, like say a new phone contract, for example. You put pen to a paper, that's the same thing. You're putting your digital signature to a digital contract. It's the same principle, just newer implementation of tech. So honestly, the way I see it, and I'm curious to see what you guys think, is that Tornado Cash and those kinds of things is absolutely necessary, because it's not just for horrible people and bad actors. There are lots of legitimate means and uses for things like that. And I'll finish with this thought too, is let's say, for example, in the most extreme of demonstrations, let's say you're going for a job interview, right? And your employer says, okay, well, look, do you have a crypto wallet? Or they find your crypto wallet. The last thing you want your potential employer to be seeing is that you made $69,000 off of Cumrocket token or whatever. You want to be able to move your main bag to a new wallet that isn't tainted with such degeneracy. You know what I mean?
There should literally be a switch on the wallet that, operates like Tornado Cash. You should be able to obfuscate your transaction, because here's another use case. I have employees. I want to pay them all with crypto, but I don't want them seeing what each other are getting paid. I don't want my vendors to see what I'm paying my employees, or my employees seeing what I'm paying my vendors,
or how much money you have in your bank account, effectively,
or how much
right?
money I have in my bank
Yeah.
account. Exactly. And I can't obfuscate it by sending from one wallet to another and then sending it to them. That's obvious. You know,
Like
anybody
if
who
you go to
can
the
do
grocery store and you buy like a cucumber, should the teller at the grocery store be able to see your bank account balance? That's basically the question, right?
exactly. And
See,
there
we
should be
need
some
and
privacy.
deserve. We need and deserve both of those things. See, there are advantages and an absolute need for things like these privacy protocols and utilities, but then we also need and deserve the public ledger and the advantages that that has, right? While we have a public ledger that is confirmed by all of our peers that are running nodes or running the servers that keep the network alive, we have public verification that the chain is valid and right, you know, and nobody can go back in history and edit that like they can to say the database that banks operate with each other. You know, they could easily go back to any point in time and alter the history of what happened, right? But you can't do that with blockchain technology, and so we need and deserve that technological advantage. But we also, like the brilliant example you put forward as well, Captain, is you know, we do also need and deserve privacy-based technologies.
Yeah. I like the way you frame that. We need and deserve. That's that. I'm gonna steal that from you, because it's true. You know, I've always said we need this, we need this, we need this, but we deserve it too. Like the people here, and especially in this room, you know, if that's what I'm doing myself, we've put work into this space. We've put work and time and effort and sweat and our own equity into the crypto space to make it better for people. Like we're not criminals, we're not money launderers or drug dealers. We're trying to make the world a better place through blockchain, and we're building products to do so. We do deserve privacy. We do deserve them to take a better look at what it is that we have going on here. They're so far behind the times that they're not. They're still wondering if they're going to let crypto live. Is, I think, where they're at right now. They're like, well, let's see if we can let alone know what it is us cutting edge people are doing in DeFi. I mean, they don't have a clue. Like I have a friend in politics who's a treasurer in a state, and he is very astute when it comes to blockchain as far as politicians go. And he still doesn't understand DeFi. He still doesn't understand what the cutting edge technologies that the people in this space, in the Richard Heart ecosystem, are putting out. And most of crypto doesn't either. Most of crypto doesn't understand what we've done over here. There's products and things that we brought to market that, you know, people haven't seen yet. So I think them catching up to the point where we need and deserve things like privacy is, you know, where we need to get them. And that's what I was saying earlier about who's going to be in charge, who's going to be listening, who's going to be at the table, and what are we going to bring to the table for them to look at versus, yeah, centralized exchanges really need tracks to run on. Centralized exchanges really need rules and regulations that they can, you know, that they can thrive on, you know, and I don't want to see that be the narrative. I don't want to see that be all of the talk and what the politicians are working on, because that'll put us on the back burner. That'll put us now. Not a bad thing. Probably we'll get away with, you know, just being obscure outside, space in the crypto space for a few years before they actually get to us. So it might not be a bad thing, but it would be nice to have these conversations now with the administration that's in, with the people that are favorable to crypto, to actually start looking at DeFi, because I don't see, all I've ever heard from anybody is DeFi bad. DeFi bad, get rid of DeFi. It doesn't have a place here. We need regulations, tracks to run on, centralized exchanges are our friends, and blah, 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 blah. You know, and that's the narrative I'm worried about. I don't want that to be the thing that takes place.
I think you're right, and I'd just like to add, people say DeFi bad, but there's one big reason why, and it's not the only reason why, but there is one particular reason why, is that DeFi has had its, like, the actual word DeFi and what it means to be and to use DeFi has been completely besmirched in definition, because you've got all of these projects, these anonymous projects, and these projects without actual intention to do anything properly decentralized, like using the banner DeFi to sell an idea to people. You know, that they release a token and a contract to deposit into, and they're like, oh, we're DeFi, but there's nothing actually bloody DeFi about it. I'm trying not to, you know, to swear so much.
Oh, it's okay here.
Okay, excellent. Well, yeah, then let me rephrase. There's absolutely fucking nothing DeFi about it, right? And so it really does ruin what it means to be and use DeFi when people see that that's what, like, when that's the idea that's sold to them. What people need is a real definition of decentralized finance. You know, I would argue that things like PulseChain, for example, are a great step in that direction. Let's look, for example, at validator node operation. Anyone can grab a computer and grab some hardware, a good internet connection, and the right amount of pulse to create a stake that allows them to also secure the public ledger. There is no other entry barrier.
Donnie's a dev. So I think your entry barrier is lower than some people's. Like, not everybody has the technical capability.
Okay,
But you know,
absolutely,
and in Donnie's defense, go ahead, Donnie.
Sorry, I was about to say, you're absolutely right, Abdul. It does take a little development know-how. Like, I'm not suggesting that it's, you know, as easy as going to Facebook and opening an account there, right? There is definitely some technical steps that you need to know your way around a computer to do. But in general, you know, there's no gatekeeper saying you can't go and get a computer, set up the software, create a stake, and join the network of those that are also keeping PulseChain alive. There's no gatekeeper saying that. You can do that if you want to.
Yeah, and it's easier to set up than a Bitcoin miner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
I've attempted to do both, and the validator and the support I got. I went through David Fetter, and the support I got from him, setting it all up and walking me through it. You know, because it's on a Linux system, and I'm not familiar with that or any of it. But he walked me through it, showed me, and now I'm running a validator, and you know, I'm pulling the pulse out and adding to it and creating more validators, and I get to be part of the system. And I always, when I read the Bitcoin white paper for the first time back in like 2015, I was like intrigued by that. I was like, I want to be a miner. I want to be part of the system. I want to be part of this global network that's building this crypto thing, you know, and it was just impossible. You know, I tried to buy a miner and you know, ended up with a piece of garbage that, you know, because they wouldn't send it to me. It took 8 months for it to get there, and they had already used. I mean, it was just a mess. And that was in 16, 17 when that was starting to get really hot, and it wasn't a simple process. And then I've watched everybody that I know that have had mining operations just belly up. And, you know, even our guy, in the movie, his Big K, his mining operation, like, it ended up on a set, like all of his miners ended up on a set, just trashed, you know, and that was a lot of money in miners, you know, and
they don't go up in value long-term. That's for sure.
No, they don't. And then when they're done, they're done. You just got to throw them out. You know, nobody else is going to use them. There's, you know, unless you're in a mining pool and all. I mean, there's a lot of nuances to it and caveats and everything else to becoming a miner, but anybody can be a validator, and it's inexpensive. It's not that difficult. If a guy like me can put one together through instruction, then I think a lot of other people can. But again, it's like providing liquidity and DCAing out and doing all these things. You do this. There is another layer here. You're not just investing in crypto and buying it and staking it and, you know, and spending your crypto. You are getting involved in a deeper level of passive income. And
well, hold on. Not just passive income either. See, the other thing to keep in mind is that when you are doing things like running a validator node, for example, right, you are not just there. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to word this correctly, but there are those out there who understand it's not always about the money, right? There is a certain level where doing that is also about the belief behind why you're doing it, right? Let's start with the idea and the truth that running a validator node does not produce the same kind of rewards as, say, throwing LP in a farm contract or something like that, right? However, it does help when people are contributing to keep the network operational, right, and alive, because we know that we need it, right? The thing that I don't think people truly understand is the value of having a network that anyone can join like that anyone can just spin up the equipment and learn how to operate, right? Because once that's gone, once that's taken away, how do you get that started again? You don't.
Yep.
You know, people need to understand the true value of decentralization and running your own node and what kind of power that gives us.
Mm-hmm.
And
right?
security too, right? Like the more
Exactly.
node operators we have, the more secure the chain is, the harder it is to shut down. Like there's lots of decentralized benefits, to be sure.
Yeah, it's the decentralization of the network, and PulseChain is very decentralized. I mean, what are we at? 48,000 nodes or something like that? 47,000 nodes or validators.
Something crazy like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were all the way up to 55,000, I think, at one point, and then we've dropped down a little bit. There were a few that dropped out, but it's, you know, Richard launched with a certain amount of pulse on the network, started the network, and then as soon as it surpassed, you know, where that was, then boom, they burnt all the pulse and let the network take it over. So we know it's decentralized just on how it launched. I've been an advocate. I think that everybody in the community who's been around, who has the time, the money, the know-how to invest in that should be validating. You're securing the network and you're decentralizing it and you're making PulseChain stronger. And when it does come time for the rest of crypto in the world to look at PulseChain, they're going to go, wow, this is one of those really positive things about PulseChain that people are going to look at and go, wow, look how decentralized this is. And look how many different validators they have out there. It's going to be a feather in the cap for sure.
100%. Like I said, we need this. We deserve it. And we need people to understand that it's not just about money. It's about our future of being able to innovate and to build on our own terms. You know, it's, yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the matter. I see Black Sheep out there. What's up, man?
Is Black Sheep in there? I didn't see him.
Yeah. DGen Protocol. He's out there in the comments.
Oh, there he is. There he
What's
is.
up,
bro, you're looking rougher than me with that hair and that beard, bro. Look at you, man. I thought I was looking bad with my dreads, man. And you're looking like Forrest Gump after he made the run around the world thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, far as I think that the market right now, you know, they were asking before, you know, what's your 2025 outlook? Very bullish. I think that we're heading for a great. We've got a great start. I mean, Bitcoin hitting 100K, you know, right here in the beginning. I mean, that's pretty sweet, and it's really kind of done that with a whimper. Like nobody's really like jumping up and down excited about it. I mean, this was the pinnacle. Like everybody was like 100K Bitcoin, 100K Bitcoin. And it's impossible. That's moon math. That's, and here we are 100K Bitcoin, and that's a reflection of the whole market. And what excites me about it is that we as Hexicans know that technically, and data wise and everything else, Hex is better than Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying that it's been marketed better. I'm not saying that it has a better position in the world than Bitcoin, or that people want to use it more than Bitcoin. So obviously it doesn't beat those metrics. But when you look at it physically, tech for tech, Bitcoin blows it away. Hex blows Bitcoin away. So it's only fitting that we will end up seeing a real bullish run for Hex in the long run. Hey, everybody, we got my buddy Black Sheep showing up. Look at you,
Forrest. I hear Forrest Gump out there. What are you talking about? What's up, man?
You look like the old man in the sea, actually.
I know, dude. I'm just seeing how crazy I can get this thing, bro. It's like,
it's wild, bro. I love it.
Cracking, honestly.
Yeah, No Shave November started in like April, dude, of last year. So like, we're just
I can't do that, man.
What's up, SJ? I see you in the private chat. Good to see you.
Being half native, I got this patchy holes all over I can't grow a beard, man. It's ugly. Like I got this right here.
Oh my god.
But all out here, I look like mange.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, when I was I was in my prepubescent years, I always wanted a beard. It took me so long to try to grow anything out. Like I had facial hair coming in like here and here and here. But then all of a sudden one day, just whammo.
Look at, and you grew that pretty fast, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. So, will there be prune juice served after the show? Yes, always. We always have prune juice. Look at that one.
Yeah, you guys talking about the validators and all that shit? It's good. Yeah,
look at Fast Abdul's handlebar there.
Yeah,
it's being left out.
Yeah, that's something else right there.
Oh my god, that's good shit. I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what do you up to, Black Sheep? I haven't seen you for a while. I'm glad you popped in.
I'm doing the same thing every day, man. Well, we had episode 1,530 something. I don't know.
I know, huh?
Yeah, every day, man. Every day for like 4 years talking about PulseChain. Most of the time, most of it.
As long as there's just one person.
Yeah, it's been good, man. It's been fun, dude. It's been a fun ride. I can't wait to see you in March. Coming back.
Yeah, you're gonna be back in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah. I just got out of the city, man. The city's like it's just too much going on out there, man. We had to get out. We just came in. We're on a property up in northern Nevada, just chilling, man. Just like saving money and just stacking crypto. That's it, man. What else?
Dude, I'm like. Last time I was in Vegas, which I'm there a lot, but I mean, I couldn't believe how much construction's going on Northern Vegas.
It's stupid, man. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, dude. The state flower is the road cones you see. Like,
you ain't kidding, man. You ain't kidding.
Yeah,
it's something else.
It's home, whatever. It's a great place to chill and party, to have meetups and stuff like that. It's great for all that, but. If you just want to, if you want to slow down, man, you can't be there. You got to get out. But,
yeah.
Change the pace. It's always good. I love it out here. It's cool. Been out here for a few months now, about 4 months.
Good.
So yeah, I come back to I went back to Vegas for the holidays. Visit mom and shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out there and see DCC.
You just came to Vegas recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a podcast with DCC, and then
I've seen that. That's cool.
Yeah, we were checking out the event places that we were going to have our events because they're having their event this month, and then we're doing ours in March. So we're just checking that out. Had a stream in their studio, which is badass. I don't know if you've been to DCC's studio. He's got a badass studio, man.
Yeah, I know. I was invited over there, but we never got around to it. It's all good, man.
They put him on a corner office with the windows on the corner,
No, that's cool, man. So, yeah,
and he's right there where they're building. His office is right next to where they're building the new stadium, the new basketball stadium.
Oh, cool!
So his view is going to be right at the stadium. It's going to be.
Oh, so he got a new office, not the one he had before. I think
he's still in the same building. They just put him in a nicer nicer room. He's got like
oh,
a
that's cool, man.
corner window. type
Nice,
thing.
dude. That's
Really
funny.
nice.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Hey, Sheep 777. Thank you. I appreciate it. We turn monetization off, man. There's no value in there. They mess with us all the time for copyright, strikes and shit. So we just turned it off. It doesn't help none. But we appreciate. Just hit the like button, man. Hit the like button.
Yeah, smash the likes.
No more brains.
Hit the like button.
Retweet
Hit
this
the
shit.
share button. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Retweet it. All that good stuff, and
A re-exit or whatever you call it now.
go tell some people to come watch. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, the money thing.
Yeah, we're about to eat this pot roast, man. But I just want to stop by and say hi. I love you, man. I still got your jacket in my trunk. It's safe, so I'll bring it back to you.
the 741 party.
I love you guys. All right, Hexicans, you guys be great out there and be safe, and don't cheat your money out and lose. Don't throw your future away, man. Stay right here.
Nice.
You're in the right place.
In the right place.
Okay. Love you guys. Peace.
Love you, man.
Right.
Dude, it's cool. Now, I got shit for putting Black Sheep on my channel. Like all the Hexicans were like, "Oh, that guy's a degen. He's but he's been around for 4 years, streaming every day, talking about PulseChain, and yeah, he degens in all kinds of coins and stuff. But he's always been here, and he's a good dude, and I've always appreciated his friendship and what he provides.
He shows up for work, right? Like
he shows up.
Freaking day.
Yeah, exactly.
He shows up.
I mean, yeah.
I'll tell you guys a funny Vegas story. So,
Here we go.
so I'm in Vegas for our first event and met up with Black Sheep, and we're hanging out. Like he just shows up because he lives there, so he just shows up in a dirty t-shirt and some freaking ripped up, like green khakis or camis or some shit. And we're trying to get into nightclubs and whatnot. So we end up leaving, and I got him in the car, and I get a phone call, and it was another gentleman I was supposed to meet there. And I'm not going to name names or anything, but there was some early on. There were some cryptos and some FUD and some people that were doing things in the Hex ecosystem, doing some really scammy stuff, and I didn't really know that this gentleman was involved in some things or whatever. I just knew him as a Hexican and whatever, and he wanted to meet up while I was out there. So I go and I pick him up, and we're driving, and then I go and I grab Black Sheep, and Black Sheep gets in the car. I pull up and say, "Hey man, I'm picking up another friend here," and I pull over and I get Black Sheep. He jumps in the car, and the guy next to me, now, he's a big dude. He's like freaking 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, really?
He's a big man, right? He's a big man, and wide and tall. And his face goes pale, like his whole demeanor changed. I'm like, what's going on here? And Black Sheep gets in the car, and we're talking. He and I are talking. And I said, hey, I just want to introduce you to such and such. And when I did that, both of them went silent. And all of a sudden, the gentleman in the front seat of the car with me was like, turns around and goes, I'm here to kick your ass. I'm here to take care of you. And it got real serious, real fast. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And it was, it was influencer stuff and crypto stuff and some weird stuff going on. And so these guys, Black Sheep's like, what the freak's going on? And then, so I finally, I pull over into this parking lot. We're in a back alley in Vegas, and I pull over and I get out of the car, and everybody gets out of the car, and he's like, I mean, the guy's Black Sheep's not a real big guy. He's a thin dude, a little shorter than me. And, but just a nice dude. And, this guy is literally like going to go break Black Sheep in half. Like it was
why?
I don't want to really get into the why. It wasn't Black Sheep's fault. Let's just say it wasn't really his fault. There was some crypto stuff, and he was an influencer at the time, and he had made some comments about some things, I guess, or whatever. And this guy was there to put a hit on him, and I literally got in the middle of the two of them, and because friends with both of them. And I had to finally say, hey, nobody's doing anything to anybody. You're backing down. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm up against this dude who's like 6'4", and I'm trying to stop him from breaking Black Sheep in half. And I'm like thinking, well, maybe we could both take him if we have to, and but it ended up being squashed, and they ended up hanging out and getting drunk all night together, and you know those things, how they really work out. And it was cool, but for a moment there, it was very intense and very surreal. It was like, what the hell's going on? Like, this guy's got a hit out on Black Sheep, and I'm in the middle of it. It was crazy.
That's bloody crazy, man.
It was the fact that they both got in my car at the same time. And they're like, whoa. They were both just like stunned that they were both in the car. I'm sure Black Sheep thought that I had set him up. Like,
No.
hell, RG, you got this guy here who's going to kill me, and you got me in the car with him. Like, what's up? I was like, oh no.
Just wait for Vegas this year. It's going to be even wilder.
Oof. Yeah.
But you got my back, right? Like if
of course.
I got heat coming, you got my back. Okay. Cool.
Of course. And the after parties and everything else is going to be insane. Trying to put a suite together. We can get a little after party going on.
Yeah.
Yes. The Vegas parties are
okay. PulseChain fight night.
Not me, man. I'm too old for that stuff. I've got a couple of defenses left in me. Is about it. I'm not no more into the fight scene. That's not my thing. I'll let you young guys handle that stuff.
Fair enough.
I'll just take your money
Bill,
and sue you and stuff.
what you drinking, man? I saw you had your can in your hand there. What are you drinking?
Oh, my can doesn't show up very well because of the green screen, but it's a
Pilsner.
a Pilsner, a Great Western Pilsner.
Fair
Fine
enough.
beverage.
Nice. I've got,
I am going
Canadian Club
to
and Dry on the go.
get into one of these tonight. I was going to let somebody pick it for me.
Oh,
I'm
Let's
jealous.
see. Any cigar smokers out there?
no, sir.
I wanted to, which one should I have? So I've got a brand new, Rocky Patel just put out a new one. It's called a DBS. So it's either a Rocky Patel, a Padron, that's a Corona, or the Garcia, my father. Oh, this is one of my favorites right here. One of my favorites. So which one should I
you should
have?
go with that one. If that's your favorite, you should just go for that one.
Yeah, but I haven't had the other two.
Ah, okay. I mean,
but-
if I was in that sort of position, like I'm not saying that I do have cigars, but I would say go with what you're familiar with and try something new in an alternate setting, in an alternate time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that. That's my meditation. I go out in my backyard and I have my cigar at night and call it a day. Reflect. That's my relaxation.
Very
Crispy
nice.
says can't go wrong with any. My father, yeah. This my father is one of my faves, man. One of my faves, Crispy. I'm gonna have to have a cigar with you in Vegas. It sounds like you're a cigar man, Crispy. I'll bring some. Actually, maybe you and I could go hang out. My buddy's got a cigar lounge out there in Vegas that just a really cool local lounge. Not on the strip. It's off the strip in northern Vegas, and just a small shop. Locals go there, hang out. It's not one of those bougie freaking Walnut everywhere kind of places. It's a sports kind of hangout, and
Okay, that's cool.
got the TVs on the wall and some couches and a really nice humidor with always good stuff. Oh, someone's telling me to go with the Padron. The captain goes down with the ship. Down. I'm not going down with the ship. I'm leaving this bastard. I'm going to live to sail another day. So anything else going on out there that we need to bring up? Anything else?
What's going on?
Alan says, tell him how you used to go to the Vegas during the gold rush. Well, I did go to Vegas. I saw Elvis in Vegas when I was a kid. I saw the Jackson 5 in
Wow,
Vegas
wow.
when I was a kid. I saw Flip Wilson in Vegas when I was a kid. Some of you may or may not know who that is. I saw Merv Griffin when I was in Vegas when I was a kid. Who else and what else? Kenny Kerr back in the day. He was the first cross-dressing whatever out there. They had there was a Marilyn Monroe and all the famous, and they were all men. So I got to see that too.
Back when that was a new idea.
Yeah, back when that was a new idea, and and nobody was afraid to take their kids to stuff like that. I guess I don't know. I didn't put on a skirt after that or get a boob jump, so I did all right. I guess.
It used to be more of a funny thing, though. I remember that when I was a kid.
Oh, it was a comedy show. It was a comedy show. Yeah.
I think I went as a woman for Halloween once, like when I was like 8 or whatever, and it was hilarious, right? Like everybody thought it was funny. It was definitely not like there was no tension about it. It was just clearly a little boy dressed up as a little girl or as a woman with like makeup and crap, and it was hilarious because it was like 1981 or whatever. But it's that times have changed in regards to that.
Yeah, well, it's the fear. I was talking about this earlier. I've never seen a world more in fear than I have, over these last, say, 10 years.
The wrong things, though. Like, I'm not in fear of men in dresses as a general rule. That's not something I'm worried about.
I've never been afraid of that either. Men, period, let alone a men in a dress. I don't fear that.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of things have changed. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I guess. I think the God that I survived the Oregon Trail. Yeah, and the Donner Party, man. The Donner Party. I was on the eating end of it, not on the eaten end of the Donner Party.
That's key.
Oh man. Yeah, it was a good time in Vegas back then. I mean, it was the sands, the dunes, the flamingo, the old MGM. I've got a picture of me with the MGM. I used to have the freaking lion in the lobby. Like the lion was in the
right. Yeah, they actually had lions in cages in the lobby.
And I was like taking a picture with the lion, me and my brother and my sister, like standing there, and I'm freaking scared as shit because this fucking lion just sitting there, and they had him doped up something fierce,
But like they just had a lion like on a leash.
He was just sitting on this platform, and you could walk up next to him. And hold on a second, let me grab the picture real quick.
Yeah, that's wild. Imagine the insurance liability on that one. Like, it'd be like, it wouldn't be every kid, but every like 400th kid, 1000th kid would get eaten by the lion. It would be really expensive.
Jesus, ouch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess last time we spoke, Abdul, I told you that I was somewhat on my way out. I guess that's no longer the case.
Okay, good. Well, in that case, great to see you.
I decided to stick around for a while longer.
2025 will be a good year to stick around.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I've been dusting off the websites and doing a bit of coding here and there. So
good.
That'll be pretty cool.
Do what makes you happy, man. Stay cool. Don't get. I noticed you're not in as many Telegram groups anymore. Like, don't.
Yeah.
Things that stress you, just skip it. Right. You don't have to be on Twitter. You don't have to be on Telegram. Talk to people you like.
That's exactly it, man.
Right?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah. No picture. The Christmas stuff's out and all got put away, so I don't know where it's at.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But they used to take pictures with the lion, and I remember they had the two guys. Who were the two guys that Siegfried and Roy or something like that?
Siegfried and Roy with the
one of them got eaten finally or something.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, the tiger ate one of them, or the lion ate one of them. Yeah, that was good.
They did that for a long time. I remember going to whatever hotel it was, and they had the glass and the tigers in there, and then one of them got eaten. It's horrible. I don't think it killed him, but I think that was the end of their deal.
I think he was crippled or something after that. Yeah, they didn't do any more shows.
That's horrible. Horrible, horrible. That's what you get when you fuck with lions. Lion, what do they say? Tiger didn't go crazy. Tiger went tiger.
Yep.
They said, "Oh, tiger went crazy." No, tiger went tiger. Tigers eat people. They don't like you. You're gonna sit there and whoop on a tiger and make him juggle balls and shit and stand on a podium. Yeah, man. Tiger gonna go tiger on your ass one day, rip your damn arm off, eat it in front of you.
Uh-oh.
People still get eaten by tigers every year, like in India in particular,
Oh,
and
yeah.
other places too. Mostly India. India's like the best place to get eaten by stuff. But statistically, leopards are the one you want to watch out for. They eat way more people than tigers.
Really?
Yeah.
They're sneaky motherfuckers too. I've seen some videos of them coming in and like just snatching people's dogs up off the front porch and shit. Just
those are all from India. Those videos, they come right into the city, right? Like in the city of Mumbai, there's something like 30 people a year get killed by leopards in the city.
Wow.
That's nothing compared to the snakes, though. So no worry.
Yeah,
I
mean,
Australia wants to kill you.
Oh yeah, everything in Australia. But almost nobody dies from getting bitten by snakes in Australia compared to places like India. Even though your snakes are way freaking worse because you guys have proper medicine, which is great.
Well, there is that, but you know the other thing as well to keep in mind is that, and it might be different over in other parts of the world, but in Australia, if you leave the thing alone, right, it ain't gonna bother you, right? Like people tend to forget that the creature that you're scared of is probably more scared of you because you're like, you know, how many times taller than it, you know?
Does that work on crocodiles as well?
No, not unless your name's Steve.
But you steer clear with him. Like that Steve Irwin's like, here, watch me stick my thumb up the crocodile's ass and see if it pisses him off, right? It's like, you know, and then
Hey, look,
like,
there's a deadly creature over there. I'm gonna go and touch it.
yeah, I'm gonna go and fucking smack it on its ass and see if I can run fast. You know, man,
Dude was an absolute legend.
He was great.
Legend,
yeah,
man.
he really was.
Now his daughter's out there
kids,
like doing his stuff now.
Yeah.
It was so horrible that he died like that. You know, with a stingray of all things, a freaking stingray.
Yeah,
man, I step on those things like every other surf session. You know, and oh god, man, that guy was a legend, man. But I wouldn't do that shit. Like you see these spiders they have in Australia. They're like fucking 3 foot long, man. And there's people like, hey, check this out, you know?
No joke, okay? We have seen huntsman spiders the size of fucking dinner plates over here.
That's crazy. Those things are crazy.
That's not to mention the drop bears. Those things are deadly, right? That's what all the Australians.
Oh yeah, no, you got to watch out for the drop bears, man. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Drop bears.
What they call koala bears. They fall asleep and fall out of the freaking trees because they sleep for like 22 hours a day.
Well,
Really?
it's not just because of that. It's because they smoke too much eucalyptus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, they eat too much of it anyway. Yeah, it's poisonous for everybody except for them. But yeah.
Oh.
I love the animal facts. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we've been out here for 2 hours, and I think we're running out of shit to bullshit about now that we're talking about things that can kill you. I am going to. I think tonight is going to be the Padron. I think tonight I'm going to do Padron, and then the Rocky Patel is going to be for a special occasion. And then when I'm feeling that melancholy and I need to go to the go-to, I'm going to have this My Father over the weekend. We'll see how it goes.
Fine choice. Fine choice.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Hey, yes, premium cigars are good for you, as far as I've heard. Like you can, what is it? What was his name? George Burns. He smoked 10 or 15 cigars a day, lived to be like 99 or 100 years old. Is that crazy?
Crap.
Yeah, he smoked 10 to 15 a day. I mean,
but, didn't Churchill do something similar?
Yeah, Churchill. They actually name a size and brands of cigars after Churchill because he smoked so many cigars. He smoked them forever. But he did some crazy stuff. Like Churchill would have an ash. Like there's the size of a Churchill cigar is they even gauge it today, like it's a Churchill or whatever. But he used to burn the ash, like he'd have this long ash on there, and everybody used to freak out about it. I was like, man, how does he hold that on there? You know what he used to do? He used to take a piece of steel wire, and he'd plunge it down into his cigar to hold the ash on there so it wouldn't fall off. And people would trip out on him walking around with this cigar with like a 6-inch ash on it, you know. But yeah, he was one of the most famous cigar smokers. Him and George Burns, who lived to be like 100. And now it's Arnold's like a big cigar guy. He smokes 4 or 5 cigars a day, he says. But
Holy crap.
yeah. Okay, I'm being told to shut up about the cigars. All right, SJ. It's not crypto, but hey, it's the finer things in life you get to enjoy when you do get to catch your crypto gains and have a good espresso, a good handcrafted Pilsner, zero for me, and a good cigar. So those are the finer things to enjoy in life, and they don't cost you an arm and a leg like a Lamborghini.
I might also suggest a pairing with a good whiskey.
There you go. There you
go. Yeah. Gents,
Crispy's like, let's talk about cigars. Hey, Crispy, when we go to Vegas, man, I'm going to take you to my buddy's shop, and I will set you up with some good ones, or your favorites, or theirs. And we'll go have a cigar when I come to. If you come to Vegas, I think you're coming to Vegas, right? You coming to Vegas? Yeah. See if he answers real quick before I shut it down. Oh, stop it, SJ. Stop it. I see her. She's in the back going.
Crispy's coming 100%. He's on the speaker list for the Vegas conference.
Yeah. I knew that. I just didn't. I saw that. I didn't know if. I just want to make sure he was still coming and everything. Cool. So we'll go have a cigar, Crispy. Oh boy, there she goes again. She is not happy with me. I got to shut up with her. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. We appreciate you. Next week we've got some. I'm probably going to be on the streaming scene out there on everybody's channels. So yeah, Crispy, I want to do a stream with you too, bro. So let's put something together. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming fast. And Donnie D, hey, please come back again, man. It was really a pleasure having you, man.
Thanks for having us aboard, Captain. I'll go walk the plank.
Nah, just swab the deck. All right, guys. We'll see you. Have a good one.
Peace.